Welcome back to the Lady Diana's channel. Today we're going to talk about Sheriff Grady. Well, we're not going to talk about him. We're going to watch Sheriff Grady because I am always entertained by Sheriff Grady. He's so passionate, he's funny, and he act like he in the wild, wild west. When he get them arrested, he really get going about it. So we're going to jump right into this video. Apparently there's a Florida, of course. Always something happening in that Florida. Like I said, it must be that Florida water. So we're going to jump right into the video where Judge Grady is talking about two attorneys or a couple of attorneys that got arrested for, even just one attorney, arrested for the theft of over $100,000. Let's see what he was
We
doing.
received the first two complaints about an attorney. This attorney lives in Winter Haven. However, he has a law firm with 3 offices, appropriate. And this is the attorney. His name is Jason Penrod. He's 47 years of age. The two complaints that we received on July the 25th and July the 29th are still under investigation. We are waiting for bank records to come back. On August 2nd, there was a complaint filed with the Pennsylvania State Police that Jason Penrod had ripped off some folks. And the folks that he ripped off, the victims, was a brother and a sister who had a trust from their now deceased father. In fact, Jason Penrod,
You already know he's heartless. He's targeting elderly people, and he's taking money from people who inherit from other people, inheritance money. This is tragic.
flew to Pennsylvania to look the trustees in the eye and say, I took your money. Not only did I take your money, I took $1.7 million. I wiped out the trust. But I'm going to pay it back. You see, I had a problem. I had this raging addiction. It was at Hard Rock. I was a gambler. Then he said, I just gambled and gambled and gambled. He said, this compulsion overcame me. He says, I self-justified it that, I'm going to pay it back with interest. I'm just borrowing it as a short-term loan.
Yeah, it sounds just like the people who was taking the money out the Chase accounts. You taking something that you know you can't even pay back, so it's not going to end well.
A temporary loan. And then he went with his excuses. I have these repressed memories. I have PTSD. I have trauma. I have numbness. I have stress. He had it all.
He did.
He had it all. So he went to an attorney, and then he ran to Marion County to hide out in a facility. As the investigations
Coward, cold-hearted coward.
going on, we're working hand in glove with the state attorney's office, and we find out that, potentially there's at least 2 more victims, okay, up to 4, and another $2 million that's missing. So we're up to $4 million. We've charged him today only with 1 count. It's an F1. It's a 30-year felony. This guy actually agreed to give up his law license. And then he refiled and said, hey, if I give up my law license, then I can't make money to pay back, but I'll pay him back. This guy's delusional among all of his.
Bro, they was going to take your law license from you anyway. You was going to get disbarred any which way you call it. Don't nobody care how you can or cannot get the money back.
Other excuses. Well, I can tell him what's going to happen.
Mhm.
We are going to do our very best to send him to state prison for a very long time.
Mm.
He's
And you know, Sheriff Grady really wants to do that. Just put it like that. He really wants to do that. He's going to make sure of that.
not going to work it out. He not only drained their account, he drained his personal accounts. He's taken money away from his own family and children. The last we checked, he's got
For an addiction, addicted to gambling, that's one risk I don't want to be involved in. Gambling is no good. Any addiction is no good for you. What my dad say, too much of anything is no good for you. Everything is about balance. You know what I mean? We gotta balance everything out. Too much of anything is no good.
got $36 left, but he's hiding in Marion County. Imagine his surprise when we told him, we've got a first-degree felony warrant for you, and you're going to the Marion County jail. He said, well, my lawyer was working that out with the state attorney. Newsflash, this is how we're working it out with the state attorney. More investigation is needed to get to the bottom of this. But I want to focus for just a second. Among the things he tells the people, and you'll get a copy of the letter if you don't have it already, that he sent to the victims in Pennsylvania, was he considered suing the Hard Rock for letting him gamble there. Now, you tell me that guy doesn't have a hitch.
He is delusional. He went from slightly taking accountability to now pushing, blaming accountability on other people. Nobody told you to step in there and keep spending money that you don't have, spending other people's money, taking from your own family money. That's very irresponsible, selfish.
His giddy up. He's got about 5 brain cells, and 3 of them he left at the Hard Rock. And now he's locked up and he's going to prison. That's our goal. But I want to focus on him for just a minute. I want you to look at this guy. This is the guy. One of the cases that's under investigation. The lady's 93 years of age. In 7 months, her husband died and 2 of her sons died. One of the sons who died left his mama a trust to help take care of her. Guess where that money is?
The Hard Rock.
Jason stole the money
And gave it to the Hard Rock.
And by his own confession, he was spending the money at the Hard Rock.
He thought he was going to win something big.
In this case
He kept losing.
that we're talking about now, that we've charged, the victim, one of the victims who set up the trust of $1.7 million was his entire life savings that he put together so that he could leave a trust to his children so it could be part of their retirement.
See that? It makes you want to trust no man. Trust no man on this earth. Trust no man. You got to trust in only the higher power. Because man will do you dirty. Look at this.
He worked hard for that money. Then he went to a, quote, reputable, licensed attorney in order to set up the trust and the investment for the children. And what does he do? He rips it off. He's wiped people's entire economic life off of the books.
That's why we can't go around judging people. We can't judge people because people that's in high places, certified officials, whatever you call it, they dirty just like any other person you would judge on a regular day. So my thing is, don't judge nobody until you see their character. You dig deep, You spend time with them because really, time will tell.
Folks, now he's trying to hide behind mental illness. He's not mentally ill, he's a thief. He's an absolute total thief, but he's worse than that because we have to trust our lawyers and our CPAs and our medical doctors. We don't have the ability to deal with those issues ourselves. And he wiped that trust out. He needs to go to prison. He needs to go to prison. He has ruined people's lives. Now, the investigation's still underway. I don't know how many other cases there may be.
I'm sorry, Judge Grady is like a character to me. He's like a character. I could watch him like I was well, like I'm watching a series because he comes on with the same energy every time, and you feel that he's passionate about somebody. He's like elated.
For example,
I love passion. Anything you're passionate about is awesome. I like people who are passionate, make things happen. You know, don't sit around and talk about it, be about it. Like
there may
that
be
cool.
trust of people who have passed away, and maybe that payout of that trust is only once a year or every 6 months. So there may be people who have lost money. They don't even know that they've lost it yet because payout time's not come. But he has stolen.
I feel so bad for people, especially who work hard throughout their years and, thinking that they're doing something positive and, putting their money away, life savings, hardworking money, for someone to just come by and just like make it disappear just like that. And at the age that some of these people are, they can never replace that money back again. That is definitely a crime. He needs to be locked up.
Millions of dollars. Make no mistake about it. The worst kind of criminal is the one that hides behind a coat and a tie and steals money.
A wolf in sheep's clothing, the worst kind. The worst kind. Deceive you in your face.
With a law license or a professional license of any kind. So at the end of the day, Jason, you're not going to have a royal flush, but you'll have a jailhouse flush. That's a guarantee from us.
Hard Rock.
Any other questions?
Sheriff, you said he was at a facility. What facility was he at? And is that where he was arrested?
He was arrested at that facility. We set him up in our own facility. You see, he was up there getting help for his gambling addiction. Well, we're giving him help for his gambling addiction because he won't be doing it.
Oh my goodness. You see how the cops set you right on up. They set him right on up at the facility. Ooh, 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 ooh. He said, we going to help remedy this that you need help with. We're going to help remedy it.
Any gambling in the county jail.
Call it a mental health facility or something?
I would just call it a addiction recovery facility, or in his case, an addiction hiding facility until we got there and arrested him and put him in jail. So at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that he gets the right help that he gets, because when you're locked up in jail, you're not gambling.
The man who
Judge Sheriff Grady got away with words. We're going to make sure he gets the help that he needs.
his adult son and daughter filed a lawsuit. Did he live in Polk County or is he in Pennsylvania?
No, so the man and daughter lived in Pennsylvania. The irony is he took the stolen money ostensibly from them to fly up there to explain to them that I've stolen all of your money.
Where they do that at? Where they do that at? I just don't understand.
The father.
It's like a movie.
The father was
It's like a good Tubi movie.
Here because he set up the trust here. He's deceased. But I am super angry about this. And I'll tell you about Jason like I tell you about other professions. You can't mark the entire profession by one person.
Yep. You can't judge one person because that one person was a rotten seed, bad apple, whatever you want to call it. I know some good lawyers, honest, kind-hearted people. Okay. Everyone has tendencies. We're human, but you should never do anything to harm other people or take away from other people.
Lawyers are reputable. We all use them for our personal estates to set up. You have to have lawyers you can trust to help you through life, to when you buy a house, some of the most simple things. And then you have one like this, but he just didn't steal. He wiped them out economically. He broke them. And that's what makes us so angry.
Sheriff, what do you think about his plan? He had relinquished his license to the bar, saying
So, in other words, he didn't just take out the cookie jar, he cleared out the cookie jar.
that so he could re-up his license whenever he wanted to. I mean, what do you think about?
He had a scam. He figured that, well, if I give it up, then I can come back and ask for it back later on. So this was just one more of his scams.
Great.
But the reality of it is, I checked, and the Hard Rock does not handcuff you and make you go there. You go there on your own.
See, he is so sarcastic. Said, the Hard Rock, I checked. The Hard Rock don't make you go there. They don't grab you by the hands and cuff you and tell you got to be here. Spend all your money, take your resources, take from other people, wipe them out, and keep coming back here. I mean, I know they got some advertising. I don't think it's that good. It drew you in like that.
But he spent millions. And if you believe what he said, he went through all of his money, all of his office money, and then it appears at least $4 million of his client's money.
Have you had any communications with the Hard Rock to see if they had identified him as a potential problem?
Do you know, I have not had that contact from our office. That will be part of the normal operation, is to see if we can get receipts and, so we can follow the money. But it really is of little consequence. He's got every excuse in the world. He's in his pea brain. He has set up the system, the process, the excuse. Oh, I just need help. I
think he's so smart he can get away from this. Sometimes you're smart, you're so smart, you're not smart. You're lacking common sense and knowledge altogether.
I need help. What you need is a jail cell. What you need is accountability and responsibility. We live in an environment today where everybody gets some letters attached, and I'm not making light of the people that have legitimate issues, but people who get in trouble want letters attached. They want diagnosis attached.
They want to claim mental health. Mental health is this new thing that just came about, and now everyone wants to just pass everything off as mental health. What were people doing years ago? They were getting by with mental health. You are dealing with it, whatever that mental health is. You can't recognize every single thing as an illness, okay? Because you speak into your existence. So if you're claiming something as an illness, you're sick, you're sick, you're sick. You are going to be sick. You are sick. I don't claim those ailments. So mental illness, we going to work our way around whatever. Everyone is, everyone has shortcomings. Okay, we're not all perfect. So you work around whatever it is that you have. If you're dyslexic, you work around it. You know what I mean? I don't accept nothing that people claim as an illness because you're going to let that debilitate you altogether, stunt your growth.
Attached. Well, let me give him a diagnosis. He's a thief. And let me give him some letters.
Like I said, I love listening to Sheriff Grady. He sounds like a dad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if everyone grew up in a household with a dad, but it sounds like something dad would say, okay? All that diagnosis, playing off the emotions and all of this, listen, this is what it is, okay? We ain't playing. We don't got no time for this. We don't got no games for this. That's why I love having my dad.
GT and grand theft. So he's got, but for him to hide behind the fact that, oh, I've got a gambling addiction, you know, and quite frankly, the bottom line to this is I'm not making light, nor would I ever make light of people who have significant, real mental health issues. In fact, I want to help those people. The only help I want to give him is a ride to the jail. And then
Not people who play off of mental health. There's people with real issues out there. We got to address those people, not just people
a
who
trip to the state prison. I don't buy gambling addictions. He didn't have to go over there. He didn't have to do that. Yeah, he had an addiction. Now he's got a jail addiction.
Is there any chance of recovering any of this money that he spent?
At this point in the investigation, we don't see any streams of money. Now, it's not over. There's still a lot of investigation. But I believe if he had money to pay this back, he certainly would have.
How dumb is that? Your addiction led you to spend $4 million. Hard Rock, y'all must be paying. Your work is real good. I have to look into this.
Before it came to our attention.
Sheriff, for clarification, there are 2 open investigations right now?
There are at least 4 potential investigations, okay? Including this one.
All right, guys, we're gonna cut this. This is the gist of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Judge Grady, Sheriff Judd Grady. Like I said, he's a character. I could keep watching him on and on and on. And like I said, Florida is one of those states we're gonna keep our eye on it because there's always something happening in the nice parts, the not nice parts. There's always something. Alligators, crime. What is it? Not Pine Hills, Crime Hills. It's like, this is crazy, this Florida. Georgia's also crazy to me. There's been a lot of crazy things happening there. I want to get into right now. Very emotional. But we will try to make a story on Florida at some point, on Georgia, because I don't like what happened in Georgia recently. Want to watch another video, but we'll just chop it up for today. Ciao, Bellas.